Hello and welcome to my work along stream. Alright, still getting things set up here. I got a cat with me today. She wants to be cuddlies. Oh, he wants to leave now. Oh, okay. So yesterday took a bit of time to kind of lay out the rough draft of the rules for the game, so I know what I'm designing. Today I am moving on. I'm going to start setting up a spreadsheet and getting that linked to the cocktail situation there, so we can start using the template. So I'm going to take, let's see if I still have it up. Really got to save these just in case my computer I'll do that at the end of stream today, or if I get to a place where I need to let my brain rest. But basically, I have set up all the information I have to have on each of the cards. I'm going to take that and create a spreadsheet for each of those, so they have the data. And I might make set it up as a template and then make like a spreadsheet for each deck, so each deck is being worked separately, and that way exporting could be easier or whatnot. Not sure how it's going to work, whether it'll be better to be in one big template for tabletop simulator, how that's going to work. Yeah, so I guess I got an office program here set up. Oh, I gotta minimize that. Well, actually, what I gotta do is I gotta change that, because I do need both of them up at the same time. So, up, there we go. There we go. So I got my office program up, and I have my notepad up so I can see that. I need that information. So basically the way cocktail works, so I need to pop out the chat again here. Just in case. Alright. Still haven't figured out, there's a couple things I gotta look at. I've been working on the stream. I went and got the music a little better situated, so there's less snafus with that. There's still some things I gotta figure out. Wish I had more computer screens. Need more screens for everything. Hard to get everything up and on top that I need to stay up on top, so I can see everything as I'm streaming and working at the same time. But it's a learning experience, and I like it. Okay, so the way Cocktail is set up, each of these little things like picture, name, typing, and everything can be turned into columns. And Cocktail has this nice thing where, like, say I want an image instead of a thing. If I name the image the same thing as I name the column, I have to figure it out. I don't know if I need to add the like extension on it, like a PNG or what, to add it to the template. It'll automatically change it depending on what I'm doing. So I can set up and lay out all my cards in spreadsheet form, and then just import it so I can make changes to the spreadsheets as I need them to change the cards. Now Cocktail imports Excel or Google Sheets as their formats. I'm using LibreOffice because I didn't want to set up so you can see my view browser. I prefer to keep my browser not visible, so I prefer desktop apps. But this should be able to export to an Excel format. It adds an extra layer of pain because I'll have to save it twice, once for editing and once for export to Cocktail, but it shouldn't add that much more trouble for me. So I'll start with the monster cards. So I'm not sure if I have to. So what I'm gonna do is this up here. I don't know exactly how it likes it. Whether I need it's actually I'm not sure if I need to name the column and then each card after has their thing or what, but I'm just gonna do it anyway. This is my first time. My microphone there. Maybe I can get heard a little better. I'm not sure how it works. We'll find out together. I just did a quick overview of how it works. I didn't get too in depth with the tutorials because I learn as I do. So I'll be learning this program kind of on screen. I did some preliminary research before. Name. Like types. And like I said, for now we're gonna do for typing, like square, circle, and whatnot. And then I'll have to have something else for attributes. And I'll kind of do the same thing with attributes, just symbols, probably, since there's going to be more of them, A, B, C, D. Types, probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D, and then shapes for the family. So it's gonna call it transformation. It's the transformation family. Then we go on to the stats, which would be hit points. Then we're gonna go so physical strength, magical proficiency, fortitude, and speed. Currently, right now, I might add more. So with Pokemon, for a long time, they had physical strength, physical defense, special attack, special defense, and that's kind of what fortitude and magic. So the way I'm changing it here, and a lot of systems have the break or the differentiation between physical and magical defense. That way, a strong physical attacker, defensor, somebody that's all in physical, he can't handle the magical attacks. It creates a window for magical stuff. But I'm not entirely sure I want to do it that way. It really comes down to playtesting, so I'm making fortitude just the defense. And that one thing that might cause a problem with is that you end up with too tanky of there's no way around it. They get set up and then you just can't do anything with them. You stall out the game, which is not fun for anybody in any game. Nothing happening on the board is horrible. So I'm gonna move on. These last couple are going to be so what stage of transformation they're on. Let's see. Actually, before this... Oh, no. Actually, only stage 2 and cards up need a resource value. So this is the biggest issue, is the monster cards, because they have so much information on them, and you have some of them in the deck. that allow you to transform and whatnot. I don't want to do flip cards or anything like that. The misalignment on the printers could cause a lot of problems. These aren't, going to have as good of quality control as the big card games do. It's just not feasible. But so I have to have. Oh, not what I wanted to do. Hit the wrong button and stuff comes up. I haven't really used the software before. I mean, I've used spreadsheets before, but I haven't used this specific spreadsheet program. Type requirements. Attribute requirements. And then the transform requirements. Alright, and then cost. And resource value. So what I am thinking is, just looking at this, I'll have to have separate cards for, well, hey, I'm gonna try and squeeze it all in, but it's looking like I'm gonna need separate cards for the actual card you put on the field, and when you play it, it's gonna be it's gonna have to be different. But I'm gonna leave that as is for now. Save it. I'm just setting up a file structure so I can keep everything organized. Okay, so I have that set up as a template. Okay, so the first deck's gonna need 4 monsters, and I'm just starting with 4 monsters. And this is just to test. Those aren't actual monsters. I haven't sat down and figured anything out. I'm learning the program and layout and trying to get the information on before I actually start making things. Get a good prototyping setup going. So I'm just trying to fill this out as best I can. I'm gonna actually give these all these guys 100 hit points. And yeah, so each level I'll have to figure out how much extra they get in what, um, and how they transform and stuff. But these are all stage 1. Yeah, just looking at all this information that needs to go in there, it's probably gonna have to be 2 separate cards. That is a lot to be putting in on the card. It would be so darn busy unless I could make all of those symbols. Say this is type 1, type 5, type 3, type 2, tributes. I'm gonna say A, X, T. These are just random. They don't mean anything. C, I, O, E. Each have one transformation family. We're gonna call this circle, triangle, square, and star. And this will actually probably stay the same. There'll be just a symbol for the transformational families. You just got to match that symbol. It'll probably be pretty close to square, triangle, circle, that sort of thing. All right. So we got that. We got our data sheet. Now let's capitalize their first names here, or their names. No, not. Not what I was going for. All right. All right, so I gotta save this now. All right, so, and then I gotta save it again. Like I said, when I'm saving it in 2 different formats, it's gonna get a little more um, difficult to get everything together. Da, 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 da. Okay, it's giving me a warning. Says there's formatting that can't be used. We'll try it. We'll see how bad it is. Hopefully it works, because I don't want to... That would mess up my entire day if I was wrong about this. Okay, so... We're gonna close that. Minimize that. Okay. So now I'm in cocktail. I'm gonna add a new data sheet. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff here I'm not entirely sure with. It looks like it's linking things, but it didn't bring in the information from Alright, let's add some text here. Oh. Delete that. I wanna select. And I want to zoom out. Alright, so this is, learning a new program. It's kind of a pain. Oh. There's that. Enable. So I can link the properties, so I can do that. Can't seem to link its value, though. Watch me struggle for an hour. Okay. So I need to get this linked to a name value. Ah, there's the text. So I need to text the map that column. Value. I think it was the second, column 2. There I set up my bleed. I don't think that's quite right. That's good to know how to do. Still not able to link the text. I set up the link there. All right. Okay, so this is just letting me look through it. Set that to none. Set that to none. Yeah. So, not making forward progress, but that's all right. Sitting and learning. Not learning much. What do you do? Oh, I gotta get chat up. There it is. Oh. Alright. So, back on the monster card. There's the zoom. Alright. I'm gonna have to look this one up here. Sitting and pushing buttons isn't getting me very far. Okay, so alright. So each status I need to default front monster card. Oh, that's the back layout. So this is the card it's making. So that's pulled from monster cards. So I make the cards from the data sources. I lay out the cards in monster cards, and I make them in data sources. Okay, that's kind of kind of makes sense. But I still want that to change to the name. So each of these should change to this over here. That's where I'm kind of stuck right now. Localization map. Oh, okay. So that's for different languages. The backs don't need to be connected. I'm gonna go back to monster card, and I'm gonna click that. Ah, there we go. Oh, not picture, name. So now it looks like, I change this to name. Nope, still not there. Oh, okay, so the value disappeared. Well, goodness gracious. That's not working quite right, is it? Okay, so the text should be linked. I wonder if I leave that blank? Yeah, try that. Yeah, that should be right. look more up. So I'm getting closer. Not getting very far, but I'm getting closer, that's for sure. Alright, so it says if a text property is linked to the column name, then each card will display the name value from its corresponding row, which it's not doing. So the text name is linked to name, and it should be. So it should be linked. So I'm in here changing it. I wonder if it's because I have an ID. Get rid of that. Well, okay. Try that. Maybe I had it on the wrong one. There it is. Okay. So the name is set up. Snot, Blort, Fingus, and Doobly. Monster card. So what I had wrong, so when I click the name, is I had it set up to mapped. It needs to be on direct. I'm not sure what map does. Maybe that makes you manually set everything up, which would be a lot. Okay, so monster deck. There's that. So alright. So these want an ID and a name column and variants. Variants, I'm assuming, would be for different art variants or variants of the same card. I'm not going to be using that for anything I do. Then you link the data. So the data sources are where you're going to get it. The layouts and the templates are where you kind of lay out your cards. I'm kind of getting this. Not sure what sets are yet. I'm sure I'll be getting into that because sets will be like the different decks. I'm sure I'll be working off this one template for a while. Where am I at for time here? 20 minutes. This first round always takes a while. I'm ready to get up and stretch. Okay. Alright, so back to the monster card. Now that I got that information, I have to minimize some things. Right. So what am I looking for here? Okay, I got a bunch of stuff open. I need to see that information. the name at the top. Gonna add more text here. Add some text here. Here. I don't know why the card got squished all of a sudden. Is it always squished? Alright, so alright, start getting this in. I actually don't think I need that. This, I'm gonna delete this. Alright. There's kind of that. Another text box over here. Alright. So let's kind of see what we got here. Okay. Okay, whatever the other information. I need... Okay. I got the name. Move these over here. I kind of like them over there. Yeah, actually, I'm going to leave them over here. This is a prototype, but it's still kind of laying out how I'd like to see the cards be. Alignment. And this is just rough. It doesn't need to be perfect. Alright. So I got room for a picture here. I'll probably do decent size art. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do the art yet because I want to keep it simple to start. And I do kind of have a theme I'm going for, but I'll have to see. I'll have to see. I'm not terribly worried about it right at the moment. Okay. So the name at the top, stage right there. That's pretty obvious. I do cost on. So that has to be the same between all the cards. So if I have the player abilities and stuff, the cost has to be kind of the same on all cards. So you don't. So it all looks. So it's all coherent in the game itself. Most people, I think, are used to looking up here for the costs. So I'm actually going to change this to over here. So you have the stage. Add another thing of text here. I wonder if I can draw a rectangle here. Text geometry, child, so you can group things. I'll make QR codes. Draw a star. Can I draw something else besides a star, or does it have to be a star? You can only draw stars. The star is what you are. Alright, rectangle is what I want. Alright, so kind of do... the picture right in there. It's kind of what I'm seeing. Oh, maybe I got enough room for information on here. Like I want this information down here. And depending on how I do it, I kind of want these to kind of come into the picture. What am I at for time here? 8 minutes. Alright. So I am going to have to change this up a little bit because the card size is not quite right. I'm going to draw a rectangle for the bleed area to... So that's kind of what I got so far for the template on the cards there. Oh, the stats needs to come down. Oh, that's how he's going to be on top. I need to move that all the way down to the bottom. Oh, it still selects that. So I don't actually need to see that. That stats is redundant because people will see this and know what its stats are. Okay, I like that. Got all this dead space here, though. What information do I have left to put in? Let's see. So I have attributes. I have transformation families to put in. The typing to put in. So, and that's kind of why I made this layer here. And then I have information on the requirements. Which really should go with the cost. But then that starts getting complicated there. So that back up. I'm actually going to put So I'm gonna grab the text guy again. I think I'm about ready for a break here, though. 3 minutes. Okay, I got time to do this. Grab the text here, and I'm gonna lay out another text here. Change this to... Alright. Okay, so there's 3 requirements, right? I gotta double check. Or is there... Here's type, attribute, and transformation. So... So, like I said, it does get to be overload, which I'm a little bit worried about, but I'm gonna keep hammering it away and see if I can get the information to be somewhat helpable. Oh, excuse me. Type and family can be small, because they'll just be symbols for the type and family. Attributes gets to be a little more complicated, because the attributes are what allows you to cast. And they're required attributes, so you won't need to match them one for one. Like, say one of the attributes is amorphous for casting things, or tentacles. To be able to use certain moves and abilities, you have to have tentacles to be able to learn those. So those are the types of attributes that are required to transform into different monsters going forward. You have to have certain attributes to create certain stages, and you can any monster that meets these requirements can transform into that other monster. But it appears that we have reached break time, which is good. Oh, you know what? Oh, no. I forgot to change scenes. No, I didn't. Oh, okay. All right. Whew. Scared me. I thought I didn't live stream right. All right. I'm going to get up. It's half past the hour right now. So I will be back in 15 minutes at 45 past the hour. I'll see you soon. Okay, welcome back. I just forgot my mic muted. That would have been incredibly embarrassing. I've done it before. Okay, so getting back to this, I started laying out the monster card, just templating it, kind of going back and forth. I will have to resize it. I'm gonna do that after the stream. We're in the middle session, 1 hour till the next break. And then after the next break, we got one more. I don't know how far we're gonna get. I might cut it short before that, because the thing that happens after this is I have to start brainstorming card ideas. That means coming up with the monsters that I want to use, not necessarily the stats, but the stats will have to go on them, because after the templates are done, I have the prototype templates done, something that I can print, iterate, use pencil to change as I need, get it out, and start play testing. After the templates are done, that's what needs to happen. I need to start making the first cards for the set. But I know today I want to get the templating and see where I am from there. It's all just rough templating. By the end of the week, I do want to be play testing with a couple friends. With playtest going, depending on how far I get, I'm gonna have to start looking at how to get it into Tabletop Simulator. As soon as there is a Tabletop Simulator test area, I'll be setting up a Patreon so you can access the game state for that, if need be, to just play test and see if you want to try out the game or not. So that's the goals, and that's where we're set up. But today I'm gonna get back to this. I changed the text size. Let's go 20. I'll probably sit down tonight and also kind of think about the theme, and come up with a better idea what I'm gonna do for the theme. Okay, there's the requirements. So these are the casting requirements to play the card. Any information above there is in the game. So they're separated: cost, stage. The requirements and the cost will be there. This won't be on stage 1 card, so it'll just be the name, stage 1. This won't be on stage 1 cards. So I'll have to, when I'm doing the art, I'll have to keep that in mind. Art is a ways off, though. I still want to get it tested. Art is like the last thing that I want to be doing. Alright, so there's still some information that I need. I want to... Oh, that can be deleted. I actually want to move type and family down here, because they're less relevant. The type and family is only relevant for when you're upgrading or staging up, transforming your monster. And these can go here because they're just going to be symbols for sure. The one that I need to be knowable here is that one, or more accessible. I was hoping I could align it center on the stretch up and down, because I don't want multiple rolls for attributes. So I'll just kind of move that here. Alright, now I gotta link this stuff. So attributes can be directly mapped to attributes. Oh, you know what I forgot? Hit points. Oh god, this is such a jumbled mess of information. Because I would like family type and attributes just to be down here. You still need the information for casting it, because this information along with HP along this side of the card, I do like that. This is getting to be a jumble mess. It's just for prototyping though. I'm gonna leave it and I'm gonna see. So that's linked to that. Add more text down here. Oh. This needs to be linked to... Yeah, this needs to be linked to... Oh, and I still need one more. Oh, God. Okay. Needs to be family attributes. This needs to be linked to... See, I might be able to get rid of family altogether, honestly. With type and attribute, that might be enough to do that, which I think I'm gonna do. it'll open the door. I was just trying to do it, but now I'm thinking of attributes like you need a tentacle to transform into a very generic tentacle monster, or you need tentacle and amorphous to transform into a slime thing. This whole family thing, like say you have a slime family, you wouldn't ever be able to go out of it. So yeah, maybe. I guess I'll see. And then you have the bird family or stuff like that, or the draconic family or stuff like that. And that way you're always within those families is what I was thinking. But and it would keep it from getting really crazy like Digimon does. But we'll see. I'm gonna leave it this way for now. And I'm gonna have to brainstorm families and start there because there's a lot of information to get through. Text, link text, direct. This is linked to type requirements. That's there. I need another text here. Oh. This needs to be linked to... So, you know, this is kind of the same situation that Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of ended up, where they had the cost and its value was the same. So that's something I could do. That way I don't have to have so much information on, just merge the cost and the value together. So you got to discard, and I think that comes close to what everybody else kind of does. Because this is all right. This is all right up here. Stage cost, attributes. Type and family are kind of floating. This is fine. This seems a little much, but I'm gonna link it anyway. For now. All right. So that should be all the information I need for monster cards. This stuff doesn't necessarily need to be there for monster level 1. I'm going to leave it there for now. And at stage 1 monsters will have their own layouts, and stage 2 monsters will have to have their own layouts. But for now, let's see what we got. Ooh. Forgot to remove the stats. Okay, where's the... That can go on. That can go on. Okay. Actually, these two here could go up here before the name. So it's stage 1, typing, and family all up top there. And the name, and then the cost over here. Or I could tie its identity of the typing to the cost, and then get rid of that. Then just do family and attributes for requirement. I'm gonna leave it this way for now. But those are ideas. I'm just thinking of ways, because there's so much information. It has to be less. Otherwise, it gets overwhelming and confusing. Like this is way too much information for a card. And granted, this is just basically the monsters are just character sheets, so there is just inherently a lot of information on them. But they're character sheets with casting costs and rules and stuff. So I'll leave it like that for now. Play test it. When I get to play testing, I'll see how confusing it is for people. I'm gonna add a new layout here. I'm gonna call this layout I'm gonna do here resource cards. Oh, how do I zoom out? And once I get into it, I'm gonna have to make better use of layers and stuff. I haven't really gotten into this too much. I'll be making symbols and SPGs. Hopefully if the playtesting goes right this weekend, I can get to actually doing some art and stuff. But the first things that I want to get done is to get it into Tabletop Simulator before I do the art and stuff. Okay, so this is gonna be name. We're gonna center that. Just gonna add a rectangle here. Yeah, I kind of like it offset, but it only makes sense for the monster cards to be offset like that. But it totally breaks. Now that I've set up the monster card like that with the picture offset that way, kind of makes it so I have to do that for every card just to keep consistency in there. So that's kind of a design thing. I'm just gonna roll with it. It doesn't matter so much for resource cards. There's only oh, I gotta pull that up quick. Information for resource cards. Now this just needs name, picture, and resource value. So that's so really full art. That's basically the card there. Add another template here. And what do I got? So I got 2 of the 4 different types of cards. Oh, actually. So player actions have several different types, but they'll be laid out the same. So I'm gonna do monster abilities first. I suppose I'm just sitting here thinking, looking at this, I'm like, well, one thing I didn't put information is that it's a monster card. Hopefully that's pretty obvious, but monster abilities or run cards are gonna need that information on the card. But luckily, there's a heck of a lot less information that I need to be putting on these. So and I'll have to get the height and the width is wrong right now. I'll have to get the actual height and width. After this session, I'll probably be working a little bit off screen, gathering information and stuff, and try and get it set up. I think tomorrow is a pretty big brainstorming session. I'm gonna start brainstorming, get aligned what I need, kind of go over it, and start making cards is the whole thing. Start throwing stuff at the wall, as it were. I'm gonna figure out what I need tonight and kind of some basic stuff. Okay, monster abilities. I need name, cost. I think I had value down in the corner on the monster card. So that's not a good place for that, because you have to be showing to your opponent the value of the card. So what I am gonna have to do is the cost and the value is gonna have to be the same on the card, and it's very likely gonna be its identity as well. Type identity. Just to keep things simple, I think. Okay, so just copy all of that. I was hoping I could copy that over. That's fine. Maybe I can, but okay, let's see here. So actually, switching cost and value should be all I need now that I'm looking for it, because the casting cost being on the bottom, obviously the alright. Well, actually, the type go up here. So the typing on this is different than the typing on this, and I'll have to come up with different things, but it's, for this thing here, it's going to be, offensive, defensive, or support. So I need that to wrap. Alright. So that looks about right. There's not much room for the picture, but again, this is squished. So I think that kind of works. So I got monster ability, I got the type offensive, defensive, or support, which will probably be a sword, shield, and a hand symbol. Depending, because I was thinking of using symbols for the hit point strength and stuff like that too. which would get confused with this. So that's going to get down to the iconography of the game, which I'm not worried about yet. That's like one of the last things that gets done. Name and its value, and then here are the casting costs at the bottom. So I don't know how well I like the casting costs at the bottom. I might actually switch the requirements and the cost around here to the other side. So the cost is down here. It depends on how you're holding the cards, because when you're holding the cards and you have them overlap, you want to see the value kind of in the top. So the value actually would probably be better on the inside of the card. So I might switch those around. People are just used to having the value on the top right of the card. But it's important to think about these things. These are just prototype cards in the first place. So there's that. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this alone. Okay. So we got monster abilities done. We still have to do player actions. So monster abilities, and I'm going to call them player cards. So new layout. All right. Okay. Here, actually, looking at this. Oh, oh. Typing can go kind of right here. Value goes there. Kind of a square, like right here. I like that. We have the value up there. Keep it kind of consistent. Draw a rectangle for... Okay. Okay. That should be everything that needs to be on here. So player actions are generally neutral. They don't have, so their typing is strategic, item, and relic. They don't have like elemental typings or anything. So there's less information on those. The types can be relic, item, or strategic. So we have that set up. Where am I sitting? I have 19 minutes left. So I think I'm gonna end up cutting the stream at the next break here. And I'm just gonna grind out some stuff because there's a lot I have to kind of hammer down here. Suppose I could do it on stream. There's nothing stopping me. It's just kind of a vlog anyway. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do anyway. I need to make I still need to, okay, what do I have to do? Let's organize myself, and maybe I'll keep the stream going here, because that's what I'm running into a block. I've finished everything, kind of what I was going to do. I thought this was going to take a lot longer to do. So what I have to do is I have to figure out the poker card size, the amount of pixels I want it to be, the bleed in the safe areas, which is going to be research, which I don't really want to do research on stream. I have to lay out the templates for monster abilities, player cards, and peer resource cards. I need to lay out the spreadsheets for those. I need to start kind of brainstorming. At that point, I need to start brainstorming the monsters that I do want to put on, because that's something I'm gonna have to do. I can't really put placeholders in, and that's gonna start filling out. So I'm stuck brainstorming, and that's something I'm gonna need to sit with a pencil and paper and sit down and kind of get my direction set up. That's why I'm kind of like, oh, how much further do I want to go? So what I'll try and do here to the end, and I'll cut it on the next one, the next break. So I got 15 minutes. 15 minutes should be enough time to put as start working on all right, let's see if that shows up there. So this can go down. Nope, it did not show up. There we go. Because it opens a whole new program every time you open that thing. So what I need to do, I need to have up that as well. Move that over here. I'll start with player cards. I want to do type value cost and effect. I was worried about that. All right, I'll have to template these. Cost value. 5 type. All right. All right. So now I need monster abilities. That has a bit more information on it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta think of a new word for type. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. Name, type, requirement, required attribute, cost, value, and effect. Suppose I should put picture there. And the last one to do here is resource, which is pretty easy. Name, value, and picture. I have my templates done. What's that? Got 9 minutes, so I'm gonna hammer out some. I need a new. Oh yeah. just gonna get some of my ideas onto the paper here, because this is where it's gonna lean to. How many cards of this do I need? How many cards of this do I need? How do I make it work? Alright. So I want to keep those light. Um, so there'll be 2 of each of the stage 2s for each of the monsters, and then there'll be 1 of each of the stage 3s. Just for the starter decks and the gameplay and the balance of that. Obviously, if people are going to get competitive and figure out their own balances, I'm not going to know right off the gate without playing what's the best way to do it. And I haven't figured out how many cards are going to be in a deck, but I need that, so I need 4 relics per deck. Probably going to do 8. Well, maybe not 8 items. Yeah, maybe 8 items and 8 spirit movements. So between the monsters and these, that should be half the deck. The other half of the deck should be monster abilities. Because you should always be, especially since you're drawing so much in this game, you should always be using or have a play. You should always be able to play something. You should be able to play 2 things per turn. Whether you have them in your hand, you know, it should be about 50-50. There should be very few times where you don't have anything to do. Hopefully. Obviously, there are shuffles and situations where there will be nothing to do, and those will be edge cases, and will have to be figured out. So yeah, I've already decided 8 stage 2 monsters, which are each, and then 4. Or relics. 8 items, whether they're potions or whatever. I mean, maybe 4 items. I don't know. Maybe we'll just do 2 of each, so I'm not making too many items, because this would be the standard starter deck. If I make more than the 2 starter decks, everyone, I'm gonna want to have unique stuff, and then expansion packs, which would be just 1 monster, and then whatever comes in moves and stuff, whether I want to have relics of those or not. So it's kind of a whole thing to think about. But I have to go back to looking at the service I'm planning on using for printing the official print of the game, and seeing kind of cost value, what I can do, everything, because I think they sheet cut 9 cards per sheet, so the most value, the best would be 18 cards per expansion pack. So that would have different things, and I could do different things like relic expansion packs, pure relic expansion packs. None of it is going to be randomized. I'm not doing a trading card thing, so they'll be straight expansion packs. You know what's in. But I don't really, after many years of playing Magic and Pokemon and just seeing what's become of it, trading card games leave a bad taste in my mouth. So there's that. But I do like card games as they are. I like deck builders and I like card games. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So yeah, no, I'm probably gonna leave it here. It was only a 2.5 hour stream today. That's all right. I'm seeing a lot of what I have to work on. I'm still gonna put time in. I try and put about 8 hours a day into this as is. So hopefully, when I come back tomorrow, I'll have more forward momentum to kind of try. So tomorrow will be actually making some cards and trying to figure out just throwing stuff at the wall, looking at the game, seeing what I can do. I'll have to set up a good system for maybe find an app to help me brainstorm the different parts of the game I can interact with. Obviously, damage is one. Maybe come up with some status effects and just start brainstorming that and just start throwing them on cards and then seeing what we can do. But I'm gonna have to first look into the different types of monsters and stuff. I have to do some preliminary thinking tonight, because otherwise I'm just gonna be sitting staring at the screen like not really conducive to a good stream experience. So there's that. Yeah, I don't really have anything. I'm not putting anything on socials yet. I'm not doing any of that. I should put the chat here. Nobody's in chat yet. Nobody's watched my videos, which is fine. But if you do in the future come by and watch my videos, I do appreciate you. And I hope you enjoy spending time with me. This streaming like this helps me think and get things out and talk to my talk to myself or oh, excuse me. Ooh. Talking things out is helpful for thinking, and it's a good session, and it's all recorded for prosperity. I did all of this. I thought all of this together. Anyway, 1 minute left. Or listen to the music. All right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you made it, yeah, and I'm sure you've already clicked off now. But thank you so much for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and I hope you enjoy, or I hope you come again. Thank you for watching.